There's a part of you that says you want to change. And I'm like, well, about time, giddy up, let's do it. And then the weak you shows up, the scared one, the insecure one. And if you have that one as more of a dominant, the weak one may win a little bit more than the powerful one. So I'm here to let you know that everybody can change. The real question is, will you? Aren't you tired of being weak, less than, struggling in your personal world, your business world, your relationship world, and at home? It can't be attractive. It can't be. And so much of this is the nervous system, and then it's the cortisol and keeps the nervous system up and going. And then you show up weak because you haven't been doing a really good game, so you don't want to be seen. So then you hide, and then it's just all these damn circles. What if you could change? Just sit for a moment. What if you could change? Because I know you can. I believe you know you can. And yeah, it's going to take a different you to show up. But son of a bitch, wouldn't that be fun? Now, have I always been like this? Not as much. Because I work on myself even today. Of course, I'm working on myself. I owe it to Diane to pay attention to her, to keep her navigating forward. Society isn't always that easy on us. But when it gets hard, the hard get going. I don't want you to lay down, suck your thumb, and assume that it's just always going to be this way. It doesn't have to be. So, what I'd like for you to do is just relax your nervous system best you can right now. Take a couple deep breaths, settle in, and just maybe give this moment between you and I a little bit of a chance. It's going to take the excess pressure off. And so just relax. That's really the first step. Because then you can activate the heart and then you can start dreaming and possibly even thinking about being more. Why are so many kids losing in life? Because their parents haven't shown up all that well. Because when you were born enough. You were born to be loved and you loved yourself. And then things happened. Mom and dad said this and that. A teacher, a coworker said this and that, and you start going downhill a little bit. That's okay when you know how to pick yourself up by your bootstraps, disengage and not need their approval. Then you kind of dust yourself off and get up and get going again. It's going to take some new life skills. And aren't we here today to learn more? I get up every day to become better and better each and every day. And so I want to continue to learn. I read daily, at least 90% of the time. I'm always paying attention to this person, to Diane. Sometimes she's a hot mess. Of course. And then sometimes I'll tell you, she blows my mind. She can be wickedly good because she plays a little bit more full out. And if you're a little too conservative, too fearful, too worried, or too, and the horse is a little too mouthy, then when you start to show up a little too mouthy, you may do a little too much damage. And I sure don't want you to damage your children or your significant other or your chances to be successful. So why don't you just relax a little bit more and just wonder for a moment, fantasize, dream, think beyond this moment to a month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year. That if you started to change a little bit with my guidance, who do you think you could be in 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year? Stronger in personality and character? Able to stand up with a stronger presence, chin up, shoulders back, showing off your chest? Yeah. And what would people see in you differently than what they did a week or a month ago? Yeah. Somebody that's actually able to come up to the plate and give it their all. Now, each time we come up to the plate doesn't mean we're going to get on base, but son of a gun, you got up to the plate and you did your best. That's all you can ask and the world can ask of you. Your kids will be more proud of you. I talked to a lady last week and oh boy, howdy, she said her 7-year-old calls her a scaredy cat. And then she laughed. She thought that was pretty funny. It ain't funny. For a 7-year-old boy to look at his mom at the age of 7 and see that she's a scaredy cat, she's abandoned her role as a parent that has charge. So he's going to be that way when he's 30, 40, just like her. And of course, at 10 and 12, if he's going to be mimicking her, because kids always mimic parents, probably get bullied a little bit more. And I'm 62 years old and I've never had a bully. I don't know about school time, but as an adult woman, nobody showed up saying, oh, watch this. I'm going to walk over and bully Diane. No, because I've positioned myself so well that they would not look at me as someone that they could bully, but they may want to look at you and they may win. And then they're going to find you again and again and again. And I see this in relationships. I see children bullying their parents, and I see coworkers and bosses bullying my clients until I get, of course, hired. Then they don't. And years back, as a professional photographer working at a studio, one boss fully 100% completely bullied all of his employees. And he did that one time in front of all of us. He's tried to bully all the photographers. And there's probably eight or nine of us in the room. He was flat out throwing a fit, yelling at Bob, what am I supposed to do? Hank, what am I supposed to do? Jerry, what am I supposed to do? Of course, they were silent because they sucked it up and took it up. And then it came to Diane, what am I supposed to do? And I looked at him calm, cool, and collective, in charge of my own self. And I said, well, I wouldn't jump up and down and throw a fit. And it went full-blown silent. It was deadly for a moment or two. I locked eye contact with him and I did not move until he did. A couple of the guys jumped in and said, yeah, look at you. And I'll tell you one thing for damn sure. That man respected me more than he respected any other employee that he's ever had. So, isn't it time to kind of play full out, to win, to be strong, to impress yourself, your significant other, and your children, to be a leader? Now, as an intense life coach, because I can be intense, and with all the different modalities that I have to shift patterns and stories, that is my gift to you. That is what I gift you in sessions. We're not going to just talk. My opinion, therapy and counseling is not looking at the patterns and disrupting the patterns, shifting them away and rewriting something new. That's why the results are going to be quick, fast, and easy. And I really hope during all the sessions that you love me at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end. And I just had a young lady show up and I'm pushing her. I get paid to push. I'm pushing her. And then she threw down that card that everybody else jumps at but me and said that she's going to have a panic attack. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I got ready to watch. Asked her a few questions, disrupting the pattern, looking at her, threw out some interesting questions. Did a few things that just jolted her. And then the panic attack didn't show up. And then afterwards, I said to her, okay, the panic attack apparently isn't going to show up. So, can I tell you exactly what you did, why you did it, and how I got it to not show up? And will you promise that you'll love me afterwards? Because it was a game. Everybody else allows her to get away with it, but I didn't. Years back, I worked with a lady that had OCD, and people just jump when they know they have OCD. It's just kind of like a bomb where they start walking on eggshells. And I looked at her and laughed in her face and said, yeah, no, no, not today. 8 people thanked me. I even got a hug from one of them. So when you're really ready to deep dive and look in to who you are and why you are the way that you are, and then rewrite some groovy stories and be happy, be healthier, age slower. I do free consultations. It can't get any easier than that. You don't even have to use gasoline to get to me. My hours are all over the place. You don't even have to worry about that. The real question is to yourself, am I worth it? And I pray that your answer is yes. So thank you for listening. I am Diane at Healing Bodies, Healing Souls. Over 30 years, I've been doing this for a while. I have a lot of passion. And I have a lot of drive. And maybe that's the first thing that we'll work on. So thank you.